I've made it live. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, let's double check if we are live or not. 1 second. Hi everyone, if you can just confirm in the chat box if you can hear us fine, loud and clear. If you can see us, that would be very helpful. Introduction to module 2. Let's see. I cannot see us live. Let's wait. Oh, I haven't registered for it. Okay, now done. Click to join live. Okay, we are live on LinkedIn. We are live on YouTube. I can see us. And
Okay, great.
okay, so let's take a few minutes and we'll get started then.
Okay. How many people are live? Are you able to see that?
Yeah, there are a few people, about 20-ish. They are joining.
Okay.
Okay. So, hi everyone. Thank you so much for joining today's call, which is introduction of module number 2. And in this session, we are going to address any of the questions or concerns that you may have or you faced probably while solving module number 1. Also, we'll introduce module number 2 in this particular session. Okay. Again, if you have any questions or any concerns, just feel free to put in the chat box, and then we have our technical team with us. They'll be able to answer if there is anything related to operational or functional thing. We'll be happy to answer. Vivek, Amit sir, and I would be able to would be able to answer your questions. Okay, so how should we start? There's one question in the chat box. Vivek, we can probably start with this. Haven't received certificate for Superstore sales analysis project yet. Please let me know when we can expect that. So Vivek, have we completed all the certification for Superstore sales project?
Yes, we have completed. So Janya, you can send me your email ID so that we can check on the back end if you have completed all your modules and tasks.
Okay, so Saujanya, if you can drop an email at vivek@icounselor.com, uh, that would be very helpful. And Vivek, you can check from backend and see
Sure.
if there is anything pending from Saujanya's end or probably from our end. Okay. There are a few more questions. Sagar says, I was unable to complete module number 1 as Sandbox was not accessible for me for almost 3.5 days. So, Sagar, if Sandbox is accessible to you now, you can probably take another 2 or 3 days. And let's take a deadline of Wednesday, uh, Pacific time, which is Thursday, India time, and you can complete it until then. Okay. But no response was recovered. So, Sagar, do you have access now?
And look, Sagar, what happens is the anchor post it gets more than like 5,000 plus comments, right? So at times there is a possibility that even even with and like with limited resources, when we do something, right, then what happens is there is a probability of losing out certain comments, right? But if you have the access right now, you can easily go. Yes, you says that you have the access right now, so I believe that, Sagar, if you have the access, you can go and complete module 1 and then you can follow up with the module 2. That's not a difficult task.
Mm-hmm.
And Sagar, Chirag had posted yesterday that all the issues have been resolved. So I think you would have been notified about it. So no worries. You can get started on the remaining task and work towards it.
And one thing we need to understand, look, we all are your facilitators. Like, we want you to complete this project. We are not your professors who want to stop you from getting marks. This is not a marks game, right? So we are more like your friend, your mentors, your facilitator in doing the project. So we will be very very happy if more and more people will complete the project. The idea is not to stop people from completing the project. The idea here is to involve more people, engage more people, and uh, give them a chance to whatever possibilities we can have. Obviously, there will be certain rules because there has to be an end, right? But we'll try our level best to provide you the best of our opportunities so that you can go and complete your project. Uh, So if you can take Chirag this one, the task 2 and task 4 output is the same as expected, but it says that the test case failed. And is the same, is the answer is same, Smith? Test like task 2 and task 4 answer is same?
I think what he's trying to say is like his output was as expected by the by a sandbox, but still the test case failed. So Chirag, would you like to jump in here and tell me?
Chirag,
I
you are on
Chirag,
mute.
you're on mute.
Okay.
I think it could happen because sometimes it might not be exactly same, or your approach might not be exactly same. The output might be same, but your approach might be different or irrelevant to what we have in the backend. Like we have some scripts that monitor how you write your code, and because of that, if your code is not in design, it can result in test case fail. But however, we will look into it. Please post your comment in the anchor post with your error and your code.
Sagar says, I need help in task number 5. We discussed among our team, a bit tricky for us. Now, this is Sagar. Look, uh, if we will provide you a solution right away, why will people put in effort to complete this project, right? If you have any query, you put in your query over here, we'll try to answer in a best standard way process, right? But it is very difficult to provide each one of you or each one of them with solutions right now, or maybe help, what you say, because help and providing, like, it is very tricky to say what exactly is the help, right? It's very ambiguous word, help. Somebody's, for someone, even a small thing could be a help, and for someone it could not be a help, right? So if you have a specific query related to that task, input in over here and Smith can answer that, right?
Of
But
course.
don't expect too much of help right now, because that's not the objective. If you will take too much of help right now, the idea of the whole exercise will become futile, right? It will not be helpful. Okay. So what we can do, Aditya, if we can just give a little overview of what High Counselor do and what exactly we do, and then we can introduce module 2, and then in the meanwhile, people will post their comments, and we can answer that in the end.
Yep, yep. So give me 1 second, and I'll share my screen really quick. So I'll share my screen. You should be able to see it now. Okay, guys.
I think it's reconnecting.
Oh. And Smith and Chirag, I would request you to kindly just go through the comment section, because people are posting in. Till the time we will just give an overview. If others is not able to connect, I'll give you an overview about that. If you have the presentation, Vivek, if you can run the presentation,
Yes, yes.
I'll be happy to explain everything.
Sure.
And we'll take up all the queries by the end of this session. So if anybody has the query, you can post in here, and we'll follow that comment. Okay.
Let me know when the screen is visible.
Okay. Sure. Okay. So let us start, guys. So let me introduce myself. My name is Dr. Amit. So I am a business head operations at High Counselor, and along this is our team. We have Aditya Sharma, who is the co-founder and CEO of High Counselor, and Smith is the your main mentor of this program. Is a technical mentor to this program, and he's a data scientist at Flavor Cloud. And we have Chirag with also, and he was the one who was the brain behind the sandbox where you are coding the whole. And Vivek looks into the every logistical part of this project work, and he is like he's one stop destination for all the people who are not able to find team, or maybe for certificates, or any kind of process. He looks into that, right? So let me just give you an idea that why this whole idea came into picture, what this project is all about. So we started this live project around 4 weeks ago, most probably, and we have successfully conducted around 5 to 6 projects so far. And the whole idea was that a lot of people lack work experience, right? And the companies do ask for work experience, but as freshers, it is very difficult to provide that work experience. So what the whole idea was that we can come live and provide you a real world business projects, the real world projects where you can come and live, you can understand the project, code the project, run your code, and you can work in team, and that can be added to your resume also. So this can sort your two problems. First, from the technical perspective, you build a project from end to end, and from behavioral perspective or the HR round perspective, you worked in a team and now you understand what could be the challenges which we will be facing. So you can tag anyone who is looking for relevant work experience into backend development or data engineering. This project could be one of them. Right. So let me give you an overview of what High Counselor do, because it is also important to understand that what exactly we do. And most of the people, they like keep on messaging us that are you someone who provide internships, or are you someone who provide jobs? Are you review resumes, or are you a project based company, a product based company? So what exactly we do? So High Counselor is basically a career accelerator here in US. So we are based out of San Francisco. We are a VC backed company. And when we started this company in 2020, the whole idea was to help people land job into their dream job in US. And we have successfully helped more than 500 candidates now, almost landing up job in US. And the good part here is that we have created a complete ecosystem. That means we look into the resume of the candidates, we look into the LinkedIn profile of the candidates, we try to update them, provide them feedback. Our technical mentors help them on one-on-one sessions. Then we also provide a lot of things for preparation. For example, we have courses with us that can help you in upskilling. We have hands-on projects with us, and we are almost ready with almost around 60 to 80 projects are almost there on our sandbox. So people can come and they can code. Our candidates can come and code all those projects. The third thing which we offer is we also offer an assessment platform just like Lead Code or Algo Expert, which can help you in doing all kind of coding assessments in Python, Java, SQL. So that becomes, it's more like an ecosystem, like on the preparation part. So we fix your resume, we fix your LinkedIn, we provide you all the materials, we provide you live sessions, and all these live sessions are provided by top people in the companies who understand how the recruitment process works. So they could be people from Meta, people from Netflix, people from Google coming in, and they will be training you on different skills in the live session. They will look into the different skill sets required for the job. Apart from this, one of the areas where we have worked really hard is your automation tools. We know that today we are moving towards AI, and that's why we developed a tool which is based on AI. So what we do now, that any job related to your skills, for example, if I am a candidate looking for a job in software development or a backend developer, so based on your skills, we try to find a job for you. We try to match your skills with the job, and we also highlight what were you say, like we also apply for that job automatically, which saves a lot of time, because we know that individually, if we will start doing it, we might be doing maybe 4 or maybe 5 or maybe 10 maximum in a day, finding a job, then looking into what exactly is the requirement, and then applying it manually. It becomes a very tedious job. How you will prepare when you will doing all these tasks? So what we do, we have created a tool that will search for a job, that will look into your match your profile with the job, and if it is relevant, it will automatically apply to the job. So what you're supposed to do then now, just open your email, look how many interviews are lined up for you, prepare well, and go for the interview. So that is the kind of experience we are providing in our program. Apart from this, we also offer a networking tool which helps you in networking. Email networking we also provide, and we also provide you exposure to a lot of employers who provide you a lot of what I say, general discussion of understanding that how we can land up a job. So this is all about High Counselor, what we do in a very nutshell. I don't want to get into a deeper one because this is an high overview of what we exactly do. So in a nutshell, we are more like a 360-degree company. We're more like an ecosystem which provides end-to-end kind of services to anyone. So if anybody would like to get into our services, and one thing to note over here is that we only we are right now only offering services in USA. So if you are one of them, one of those who are looking for a job in US right now, then you can definitely apply to our program, and we will definitely consider your application. You can apply, and then we can move forward. Okay. This was a high overview of High Counselor. Now, Smith will give you a quick overview of Module 1, a revision of Module 1, and then we'll move to Module 2.
Thank you, Dr. Amit. Um, I'll just give me 1 second. All right. Am I echoing, Dr. Amit?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. So, hello guys, welcome back. So, I hope you all like Module 1 and it was challenging enough. So, in the Module 1, you were given live chatbot conversation data, and your goal was to extract information from this semi-raw data provided to you, and it was in the form of a XLX, and you had around 1,000 conversations at your exposures, and you are required to use your logical and analytical skills to observe the patterns as instructed and extract required data and store it in a neat table format in your database. So you had like 6 tasks in the module 1. First one was reading the data, and second one was writing a function that can perform your data processing, and you are asked to apply several techniques within that. It's like lowering the text, removing any hyperlinks and special characters, digits, and you are supposed to return the clean conversations. And your third task was to write function to extract the conversation's start time and end time from the conversation, which I think was challenging enough, and you had to use several concepts and several techniques to do that. And it's highly useful in industry, right, to track the time of conversation. And your fourth was to extract the date of your conversation using regex, using date time. And I hope it was a bit challenging because the format was a bit tricky. And your fifth task was supposed to be more challenging, where you had to write a function where you just extract the client conversation from the data given to you. So you had chatbot conversation, you had agent conversation, and the client conversation. And here you had to go through the data manually and identify patterns where you can detect this is client speaking and this is not client speaking, and you use that information to extract. And I hope you spend quality time in doing your research and extracting it. And the last one was to organize the data and store it into your database. So these were the 6 tasks, which were quite intermediate to advanced level challenging and highly relevant to many industries in the world. So this was the introduction to module 1. And in the module 2, you had to uh, use this data to convert it into a software. So let me give you a quick overview of the module 2. So you have already done a good job in preparing the semi-structured data. So now you have to prepare a good backend software script that interacts with the data and returns the output for all the logical process in a form similar to the API, or also known as JSON format. So here you have to think in the form of what user gives as an input and what is expected as an output, and what process will you implement to return the output to the user, the person you interacting with your software. So this is going to be relatively simple compared to the last module, but you might need to dig in your head a bit and apply some logical analysis, some new methods of understanding how you can process the data, so that you can generate reports, you can generate outputs that are relevant to what is given to you. So Here you have three core tasks, and you have many tasks within the three core tasks. So the first task is you need to write a function that returns the average conversation time from a particular date to another date. So let's say you have a date from like 25 December 2020 to 1st January 2021. So you need to pick this data from your database, and then you have to find like what is the average conversation time. So you remember you have extracted the start time and the end time. So here you have to write a function that calculates the difference and computes the average, and it involves your SQL queries, your pandas queries, and also your basic logical skills. So, and you will implement this with a test input value, and of course you will validate the output and return as JSON object. Also, you have to consider a lot of exceptions and errors that might occur, right? Like example, you might have a date out of range, right? So you have given data for like 1,000 samples, so it might not include the date for like 2017. So if you need to consider cases where if some kind of input is given where it might fail, you need to handle it. So that is the first task. And the second task is quite interesting and involves a little bit of pre-trained machine learning, not directly, but you are going to implement in a software. So here you're going to write function and sub functions that can perform uh, tasks such as sentiment subjectivity of a conversation. So you will try to understand the subject of the conversation using the sentiment. And the second one would be sentiment polarity, like how is the conversation polarized. Remember when you extracted the client conversation, you had like lines of data. So you need to analyze whether this is a positive conversation or a negative conversation. Was the client happy or not happy? And you can identify using polarity. And there are three polarities: positive, negative, and neutral. And you will be generating this as a report, and you will be asked to calculate the average sentiment polarity as well, along with the standard analysis of the polarity. And you'll be instructed in the code like how to generate this and return this as a JSON object. So whatever you do here, if you try to look at it at a bigger scale, it is written as JSON values, which could be used as an API for any front end. So any BI guy or any front end developer can use this API to create a graph or report and use it in his software. And you will be using text blob for all the tasks mentioned to you in this module, and you will apply this to your loaded data frame. And you will be creating some temporary variables, some temporary columns, some temporary data frames, and understand how you can optimize your code. And in the third task, you'll write a function to count the top frequently occurring phrases or words in your conversation. So this is to understand like what is client talking about frequently. So you will be counting top frequently occurring phrases, and it should be filterable by sentiment. So you should tell me like what are the top 100 frequent phrases when the sentiment is positive, what are the top 100 frequent phrases when the sentiment is negative and neutral. And of course you need to return this as a JSON object as well. So these are the three core tasks mentioned to you in the module 2, and you'll be seeing it in your sandbox as well. You'll be instructed accordingly. I have just given you a general overview, and this is going to be interesting. And that's it about module 2.
Okay, thanks, Smith. I believe that all the people who are doing module one, they will be getting a good idea about module two from this brief introduction. Also, if somebody has not started so far with the module one, this is a good opportunity. You can go back into your sandbox, access your sandbox, and try to complete module one, following up with the module two. Okay, and if I didn't complete module one, could I be able to module? What I'll say that you can go on the sandbox and you can start with module one, because there is no benefit of doing module two when you are not doing module one. It's a linked project, right? So it's a 2 week long project, but still we have 1 week left in this, and we can extend it for 1 or 2 days. That's not a problem. So I believe that that is a sufficient time to complete the project. Okay, Don says a big thanks to Chirag that you provided helpful information, addressed all the technical issues I faced in the completion. Hey, thank you, Chirag. Chirag has been doing an outstanding job, guys. He has worked really day and night, along with Vivek or our technical mentor Smith also. So they have been working really hard on or your queries, because look, it is very difficult to satisfy each and everyone. We also understand that at times, with so much volumes of people doing something, there could be some hiccups. So kindly have patience with us. The intentions are right, and we always focus on the positive side of the game. It is not, I told earlier also that this is not to stop people from doing the project. The idea here is to involve and engage more people to do the project. That's what the idea is. Okay, so any other question, guys, related to the project, module one, or anything on module two, before we end today's session? Because this is a small session, because we just wanted to introduce about module two. Okay, guys, we'll be happy to take certain questions before we end today's session. And in the meanwhile, you post your comments. I would also like to share one thing, that uh, try to use this project on your social media platform, which is very very important. Whatever you are doing, if you are doing module 1 or you are doing module 2, or if you have just started the project, you can just write a simple post on your LinkedIn profile that, hey guys, I'm doing this particular project offered by this company. You can tag us also. You can tag me, tag Vivek, tag Jirag, Smith, Aditya. You can tag as many people from our team, and you can just post it that I'm working with these following team members. This was the project was all about. I started this project on this date, or these are the certain challenges which we are facing and how we are resolving it. And why I'm saying this, because any employer will come back to your profile today. All the HR, they look into your profile, that how vibrant you are in terms of, okay, can you show us a journey. The journey is very very important, right? So that's why these LinkedIn posts, and you can just keep on posting it for the whole 2 weeks. Complete the module one. When you start it, module one, post it there. When you complete your module one, post it there. Any challenges you are facing, post it there. That will help you to reach out to more people. If you are facing any issues or anything, you can always directly write it on your LinkedIn post, right? And your network also will acknowledge your work, and they will try to know what exactly you are doing. So in this way, you can highlight your work in front of employers, in front of your or people, connected people, that you are one of the aspirants from the backend development and you're working on certain projects. Okay, is it possible to allow us to go back on the skip task? Uh, Chirag, if you can answer this one. Can we
Yes,
go
sure.
back
Yeah,
on the
sure.
skip
So
task?
what we can do is we can reset your project user, and if it's possible, you can write from beginning. So what we can do is we can reset your projects.
And this is just as an exception. It will not be done for everybody, right?
Yeah.
So please be little reasonable with your request. We cannot just make everything go away, right?
So we are currently in beta version. So we are still checking some issues, whatever issues you are facing. So we are trying to make sure that you don't get the same issue in the next projects also. So yeah, if you are skipping this task, it is your responsibility. Before you skip the task, do check 2 times before you skip the task. If it is possible to do from your side, then it's great.
Okay, so let's take up more questions. In
There
each
is
team
one
member
another
supported to
comment.
complete all tasks of each module. Uh, Look, this depends upon team to team, right? In some of the teams, you can see that all of them are contributing equally, but there could be teams where one or two people are contributing more as compared to the other people. So it is all about your team. But again, we have explained it earlier also, that all the certificates which we issue, those are issued to individuals. Those are not issued to a team. So complete your project in team, but submit your details individually, so that we can review it and we can provide you with the certificate. Okay. And I guess that process has also been automated, right, Vivek? The
Yes,
certificate
the
process
entire process is automated.
is
And
automated.
Sarthak, I think you mean that all the tasks have to be completed. Yes. Uh,
Yeah.
Chirag, is it correct, right? They have to complete all the tasks, and with at least one skip function they have,
Yeah, so currently we are
right?
allowing two skip options because of the two test cases are not correct. because their output are same, but because of little bit of length issue, we are allowing two skips options.
Yeah, Chirag, if we can take this up, I think Sujana has been pointing this question out. There's some code and we
Yeah,
task while
Sujana,
running the
so
test.
sometime what happen is sometime the caching issue will be there. So when you try after a few minutes, it will be working for you, I think. But it's still not working, then we will check from our side, and we'll check on your account also.
And Sujana, just keep us posted on the LinkedIn anchor post so that we are aware about it and we can start work with the
Also, you
project.
can try using different browser. I think it could be some issue with your browser or some extension or your cage.
Correct. Got it.
Okay. Any other question left? We can take up. It is coming every day. All the my tasks are marked as completed. That's good. One query is coming from Srujana. If anybody can take up this query.
Okay,
Chirag,
so what
any
I will do is I will check your account, and I will make sure that all the tasks are not completed on your side. I think that is the first issue we got on first day. So I will check on it.
Okay.
and
Uh,
Sujana, please drop in your email ID, especially the one that you use it for logging in Sandbox and the project
yeah.
detail, so that we
And
can check it.
as Chirag already told you that this is a beta version of our sandbox, so there could be a possibility that there are some issues, but we are getting better every day. So I believe that very soon that platform will be perfect for everyone to do as many projects as possible, right? So we are also in a process of, and we are developing projects on a daily basis also. So that is also which could be real highlight. And in some of the coming live sessions, we'll try to give you an overview of that particular platform also, that what kind of projects we are coming up with. Uh,
I
so,
think
Sabina,
Radhika has a
how
question.
much time it will take Vivek to complete? I guess it's an automated process now. So as soon as you
It's an
complete your,
automated, but
uh,
I would recommend guys wait for at least 3 to 4 days, or at least could be a week, right? Because a lot of people like you have actually requested us also that you want to reset your projects and then move ahead. So there might be some delay in dispersing the certificates, right? But just be patient. Your
look,
certificates.
just
Mhm.
to add to that, what happens is it's a very simple process. As soon as you complete the program, we have to verify, right? We have to verify that whether you have completed it successfully or not. Once we are verified, we are satisfied that okay, you have done and complete the project. We upload your email IDs over there, then you can download your project. And this process takes uh, around 5 business days. So most probably it will take around a week, max to max. So kindly have patience with that, and most probably in a week you will get the certificate. Okay. Any other question, guys? I believe that we have answered most of your questions. And if you have any queries, you can always drop in your email and your query on the anchor post, or you can write it to Chirag or Vivek. Okay. So my Shrina says again.
Uh,
Shrina, I believe that whatever error you are facing, Chirag will get into your account, and you can
Yeah.
he will resolve your issue. I most probably. So don't worry about that. We
Yeah,
got your
Radhika has a
point.
question. This is my first session. Can you please explain me what should I refer? You can refer our previous post, and there is a link. You can go through it, and you can check out our sandbox.
Vivek, if you
right,
can just post the anchor post link over here, that would be a good starting point. So we are posting the anchor post link.
right.
Go to that anchor post, and you will get everything over there. Yeah, we have the project details over there. You have recordings of all our previous sessions. So that could be a very good point to start with. So right now, I guess Chirag, we are not closing the access of module one, right? It will
Yeah,
be available.
yeah, we are not closing, and if you are still skipping the module one task, you are able to do module two, because that is not limited to
So,
module one only.
Rin, I guess Chirag has answered your question that if you have not completed module one, you can go and complete it. We are not closing it right now. Okay, so we will only close when the project will come to an end. Okay, guys, I believe that we have answered your queries, and thank you, Chirag, and thank you, Smith, for joining in for this session. Most probably, we'll be meeting soon in the new project. very soon. And I would like to thank Smith for taking out time and developing this project, working really hard with us. And he has been one of the resourceful person we have at High Counselor. And obviously, the big thanks goes to Vivek and Chirag also. They have been continuously working hard on this project part, because I know that when people are doing in volumes, it becomes really challenging to satisfy each and everyone. So I understand that there could be a possibility of some hiccups from our side, and we really appreciate your patience on that one. Okay. Thank you everyone, guys. We'll meet in the next project very soon. Till the time, enjoy the sandbox and try to do as many projects as complete the project successfully. How do we collaborate? We'll take when we are not pushing the central repo. What is that? If somebody can answer. How do we collaborate when we are not pushing the central repo?
Oh, it means like it does not have a GitHub, and how do they collaborate? Well, you collaborate through email, through your LinkedIn, through Discord, whatever you find comfortable, and you sit together and you pair program. We don't have a central repo. It's more about you communicate and solve the problem.
And that's the biggest task, right? It is not the problem. It's the task doesn't gives you a lot of problem. It's the people around the task that creates more problem, right? So that is one learning that we need to come up from this one. That is the one of the biggest challenge of project doing in a teamwork, right? And that too in an open environment, not a bounded environment. When we do projects in college, that's a bounded environment. There is a professor, there is an academic system which bounds you to do the things. Even though if I'm not interested, I have to complete it. But there in this open environment, people with similar ideas, similar minds come together and they solve a problem, and that becomes more exciting, right? And you work with team members who might not be in your in time zone, in your not in your geographical location. So there are a lot of things which are not being not lot to learn from the project, apart from the technical expertise which you will get from the project. Okay, guys, thank you so much for joining in. We'll be meeting in the next session. Thank you everyone. Bye bye.
Thank
Have a
you.
great day. Bye bye, everyone.
Bye.